This is the first estate. This lesson centers on 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout America. DEA headquarters, Washington, D.C., also known as Drug Enforcement Administration. Here we have DEA soldiers. Strong's Concordance. This book contains the definition of every word in the King James Bible. Now, brings us to a print-off, Blue Letter Bible online. You see the word DEA right there. So, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Yes, DEA has been involved in keeping a lie going against Black America. See, for this cause. This particular frame, see the word sow or scatter. We see up here the key S-P-A-R-O, spiral. Now, right here, directly to the key, DEA spiral, which means scatter abroad. Book of Acts, chapter 8, verse 1. And Saul was consenting unto his death, and at that time there was a great persecution against the church, which was at Jerusalem. And they were all scattered abroad throughout the regions of Judea and Samaria, except the apostles. So the DEA existed during the time of Paul, goes way back then. And it was here in America when this all took place, the persecution of the church. So, Book of Psalms, chapter 105, verse 15, saying, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Okay? And that's why harm came upon Paul, because he was persecuting the church. And more importantly, the disciples and the apostles. So anyway, we're going to concentrate on this half of the word, S-P-A-R-O. Now, S-P-A-R-O, as you can see, means gunshot or guns. See, they had guns back then. It's what people don't realize. They think guns is a new thing, a modern thing, but no. Guns goes back thousands of years. All right? Do an episode on that. Book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8 through 10. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their bodies to be put in graves. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. So they won't suffer, meaning to permit or allow dead bodies to be put in graves, because they're not dead. They're like zombies. They're just spiritually dead. They're just walking around like zombies. That's how the Black community is these days. But then it spoke of Jesus, says, where our Lord was crucified. Keep that in mind as we, move this thing forward. Okay? So, here we go. Sparrow. Once again, continuation. So here we have the word sparrow. Now, according to the Free Dictionary, this bird, sparrow, is only found throughout the Americas, such as the song sparrow. So, Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 30. And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended. So he informed us of all the things that would fall upon us till this time. Okay? So even back then, Moses was here in America. Now, he only reached as far as, you know, Phoenix, the desert. But then Joshua brought us the rest of the way, children of Israel, right? So, sparrow. And as you can see, there's 23 types, lost books of the Bible. Going to go to Second Infancy, chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. Now, when the child Jesus was 5 years of age, there had been a shower of rain, which was now over. Jesus was playing with other Hebrew boys by a running stream, and the water running over the banks stood in little lakes. But the water instantly became clear and useful again, he having smote them only by his word. They readily obeyed him. Then he took from the bank of the stream some soft clay and formed out of it 12 sparrows. And there were other boys playing with him. Wow. 12 sparrows he formed. Now, remember, this bird, the sparrow, is only found throughout the Americas. And look, it says when he was 5 years old. So he was here in the Americas at 5 years old. And remember, it said in the book of Revelations, the 11th chapter, it said, where also our Lord was crucified, because he was crucified here in the Americas. Anyway, Israel means God prevails. Now, second name of Jacob, given to him by God after his wrestling with the angel at Phanuel. Word is Jew or Judah, means praised, son of Jacob, by Leah. This indicates that all 12 tribes were known as Jews or Judah. They maintained their tribal names like Simeon, Benjamin, Dan, but they're all one race, Black American. Look, Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth in the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem has gone up. Yes, because we have been persecuted here for the longest time. We've been here for millennia. Remember, Adam is the first American, and he was a Jew. You know, and for those who say he wasn't a Jew, yes, he was a Jew. He was the first Jew because Jesus is the second Adam. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 45 through 47 says Jesus is the second Adam. So there is that direct bloodline connection between Adam in the garden and Jesus. Okay, so Adam was a Jew. So we've been here since Genesis. Okay, Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden, but then after the Egyptian captivity over in that other part of the world, then we found our way back here again through the aid of the Most High power and the angels. Anyway, been the first estate with another lesson, and see you in the next one.